again, this is Steven once more to show you some additional figures, again from the DC area, and I have a few that I did not show before, so I'm going to show you some of them now. Let's start with this one right here. She belongs to the Green Lantern Corps, and if I'm not mistaken, I'm not really quite sure about her name. She's not that familiar to me. I believe her name is Valkyrie, and she's supposed to be a Green Lantern enforcer. She used to be an alien sentient being, but due to her power enhancement and certain other things, she became more of a cyborg in appearance, and she has a robotic face that you can see, and she wears this sort of alien mask to cover her real face. And oops, the mask is not standing very well. She is made by DC Direct. Yeah, the mask won't stay put unless I tie it. So she came with the Green Lantern stand that has the lantern on it, and all you have to do is just practically pin her on it. Let's just see how that works. The articulation is rather limited because at that time DC Direct would make their figures with rather very limited articulation altogether. And she can move in the knees, a little bit in the legs, and the arms can go a little bit sideways. Her head can also move left to right, so the hair is not impeding it in any way. She can still move that way. But the unfortunate thing is that her stand does not work very well with her because the hole on her foot was not made wide enough to be able to fit on the clip. So one will have to display her without the stand. One of her arms is made of translucent plastic that can be seen right here. And other than that, there was, as far as I know, no other accessories that came with her other than an actual stand. So, and the removable mask. So that would be the story regarding her. Now, the next character we have here is based on Jack Kirby art, and it's referring to the characters from Apocalypse, meaning the New Gods and Darkseid. So this character here is Mr. Miracle, a superhero who has the ability of escaping from the most complicating traps out there. He came with this plastic stand, and other characters that were available in this lineup, or specifically, were Orion, Darkseid, Superman, Big Barda, and Light Ray. I have almost pretty much all of them, except some of them that I have are not really based on Jack Kirby's art, except Light Ray and the Mr. Miracle here, and of course the Big Barda as well. But the Darkseid I have is sort of a more modern version. So anyway, the Mr. Miracle here has no articulation in the hands. He can move in his arms sideways a bit, and the elbows and the knees. Also the legs can move sideways. He cannot do a split, but he can move the legs a little bit forward, about that much, and he's able to move legs back about that much. He comes with a cape that's not removable. He has articulation above the wrist so that he can turn the arm sideways, and yeah, that's pretty much it. He was made by the DC Direct, and he can be just placed right on the stand here. So there we go. That's how he would look. So that's a story about Mr. Miracle. The next one next character is from the Justice Society of America. And I believe his name, if my memory serves me well, is supposed to be Mr. Terrific. I'm not quite sure about his powers, but he is a member of the Justice Society. Then again, he was also shown as a member of the Justice League in the cartoon as well. So I suppose he's a member of both, the way it seems. He came with a stand, and he came with his accessory here that I believe represents something in regards to his powers that he can have, that he has, I mean. And you just pin this piece right into the palm of his hand. So that's how he would hold on to that. He can turn the head left to right, and he's also made by DC Direct. And he can move legs forward, and no movement to the backwards, and no articulation in the knees. I'm sorry, no articulation in the ankles, but there is articulation in the knees, and some articulation also in the wrists and in the elbows. He came with the JSA plastic stand right here so that he can be displayed on it. So we just practically adjust him on the peg that he has right here. Whoops. Oh no, here we go again. It's one of those. I think it's one of those stands that may have a potentially a problem. Yeah, but even without the stand, he can still stand on his own if one positions him properly. So there we go. He can stand right there. So that's Mr. Terrific. Now the next character started as a male, and he was supposed to be a bad guy called Dr. Light. And Dr. Light was a member of the bad guys, but in the due time he was made to be a woman instead of a man. So he was completely changed to look like this. So this is now a woman, and this lady is fighting for the Justice League. She had the appearance in the Justice League cartoon series. Now the male version was known to appear in comic book, DC comic book story Funeral for a Friend, where Dr. Light was accused of raping and killing the wife of Elastic Man, I believe. Not the Plastic Man, but Elastic Man, who is a separate character and also a member of the Justice League. And he was then lobotomized by Batman and certain other people in order for him to receive a punishment for his crime. So the whole story is about those heroes who were part of that conspiracy to lobotomize him. That's all I know when I heard of that particular story. But this is the female version, as I said, and this particular character is on the side of the Justice League. I don't really know much about her background, other than that I have seen her appearances in the Justice League cartoon series, and that it's a female version of Dr. Light. So who else would I like to show here? Now this is a member of the Green Lanterns, a rather known one, and he's also specifically known because he has a very short fuse. So he likes to argue a lot and get himself in trouble quite often. Of course, in this version of the figure, he's not sporting his famous hairstyle, where he looks like one of the Three Stooges, Moe in particular. This is his more modern version, and this, as I said, is a member of the Green Lantern Corps, and his name is Gardner. He is made by DC Direct, and he came with a small lantern accessory, and of course with a with one of the Green Lantern stands. Now, the lantern is the same one. Well, this is first of all how he looks like. And the lantern comes with a handle that can be pinned into his hand. So there we go, the accessory. In brightest day and darkest night, beware my power, the Green Lantern's might. That's pretty much their oath, what each of the lanterns knows about. He can move his legs forward and backward about that much. There is a movement in the knees. Arms cannot go sideways, but there is a movement in the wrist and in the elbow, and the head can go a little bit to the left and a little bit to the right, but it's mostly static. No articulation in the waist. And Guy Gardner had appearances specifically in the Batman Brave and the Bold, where he's always a loose cannon trying to cause trouble, and he also took part in the comic book story and other numerous DC comic book stories, but specifically I recall his appearance when he was fighting Doomsday, when Doomsday went on a rampage before Superman arrived, to even the odds. So that would be Guy Gardner. And then we move on to a very flashy member of Justice League who is very full of himself and likes to boast a lot. And that would be Booster Gold. He came with a plastic stand that says Justice League International, and here he is. This version is made by DC Direct. He has, again, very limited articulation, mostly in the knees, elbows, wrists, and the legs can move forward a little bit, and not really much to the back. And the head can move left to right. Now, the only annoying feature about this figure is the fact that he's pointing thumbs up, because he's the kind of a show-off kind of guy, and very full of himself, and always likes to steal the limelight and talks too much and boasts too much about things he never did. And he usually has a little robot called Skip, I believe, who is very smart and follows him around, and he's a sidekick of a sort. So here he is on the stand, and yeah, he already showed up in Justice League cartoon series and of course in Batman Brave and the Bold, and he's always portrayed as a flashy show-off and a know-it-all, and as somebody who likes to boast of just about everything. So that would be Booster Gold, who by the way came from the future. And the last figure here for this particular video would be from the last son of Krypton, and that would be this particular chunky looking Superman. He was made to come together in the first wave of figures with Zod, General Zod, and Ursa and Bizarro. So he has his classic appearance, but it's mostly based on his appearance in the comic book of the same name, meaning the last son of Krypton. And he's made by DC Direct, and he has rather chunky appearance and limited articulation, meaning again mostly elbows, knees, and the wrist. And of course the head can move left to right in a limited fashion. There is no articulation in the waist, no ab crunch, no leg split. He can move legs forward that much and cannot move it back, and has a rubber cape with the yellow letter S at the back. So, and he also came with actually one of these beautiful Superman logo stands. So we just place him on it. Whoops. And there you go. Superman. Anyway, with this figure, I would just like to bring this discussion to a close for now. I do thank you for joining me for this session about the DC characters, and keep watching for more videos to come, and subscribe if you're interested to see any more action figures from my collection. And of course, catch you guys next time. That's about it. Thanks for now. Bye.